was my team. In the NFC, the AFC had the Titans. That didn't go well. This year, it's the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots are going to go to the playoffs, and they are going to be a force. I really believe they're going to be a force upcoming. And I think Vrabel was such a great hire. Yeah. They're ready to turn this thing around. You had mentioned they've kind of fallen off. Well, I think they start their ascension back. I really like what I saw roster-wise. I have them winning this game 24-20, and I like what the Raiders did. I just picked every game, and I kind of didn't think the Raiders would have that great of a season, but I liked them more than the record I gave them, if that makes any sense. So looking at the Patriots, I think they have a really good-looking offense. Okay, just like through and through, I really like what they did. I love the running back room. I think it's one of the best in the NFL. You got Ramondre Stevenson, you got Travion Henderson, Antonio Gibson. That is a great running back room. You got, we've talked about before, you're only as good as your backup quarterback. Well, our old friend Joshua Dobbs is behind Drake May, so I like that. I like the receivers. I like having Stephon Diggs. I like having Kyle Williams and Demario Douglas. I like their tight end room. Their offensive line looks really good. Obviously, they're relying on a rookie at left tackle, so we'll see how Will Campbell does, and Jarrett Wilson at left guard. But I like what they did, and then all around the defense, they just have physicality left and right. They're really high on Del Pettis, who won the starting safety job over Kyle Duggar, who's a Pro Bowler. So they've turned over a new leaf. You can see the guys that they added. Vrabel wants some moxie. He wants some fire. He wants some physicality. It's why you see guys like Robert Spillane on here. It's why you see guys like, Milton Williams they went out to get from the Eagles. Yeah, I'm telling you right now.
In the bag, too.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Cam, I would not want to play this Patriots team when they start rolling, because I think it's going to start. I think it's going to start early, and I think they get the win 24-20 over the Raiders.
Yeah, the Patriots are looking spooky, Jake. I agree. I got them Patriots 23-16 over the Raiders. And when you think about it, you mentioned some of the running backs for the Patriots. And I think that's the biggest piece. Ramondre Stevenson, I remember you gloating about him previously in the past, maybe the past 2 years or so, just the way he's been running the football kind of under the radar, but a great running back. And then Travion Henderson, I mean, he's taking it back. Kick returns, Jake. He's running the ball extremely well. I mean, he had knocked a few people out. I have a lot of friends that are Pats fans, and I'm like, hey, this guy Travion Henderson just knocked out one of the defensive backs, I think, in the preseason game, and they took him out immediately. They were like, yo, you made the squad. You're good to go. Don't you worry. And so when it comes to New England, I think you're mentioning Vrabel, he has a chance to turn this thing around. And I think that's going to be really advantageous, because I think when Patriots are good, I think football is good. And so it's going to be really, really awesome to see them play. And then we talk about the Raiders with Pete Carroll and what they have going on there. I like to see them kind of revamping, and I love to see the Raiders revamp, and I want to see the Browns do the same thing, because the Raiders have always been historically bad, and the Browns have been as well. And I think Pete Carroll's going to add some fire. I know Antonio Pierce was there, and he did a decent job with the team as things kind of changed hands. But I do believe Pete Carroll will be the savior for that team. And I think some of the messages that he sends when he recruits the players, he's like, yeah, my winning record is this. So, like, feel free to come on through and make things happen. So Geno Smith leading that team, I think, is really impressive. I think Aiden O'Connell, he went down, unfortunately, as their backup. And so the backup quarterback, like you mentioned, the team is only as good as their backup quarterback, because at any point he could be leading that franchise. And you think about the Rams and Jimmy G backing up Matthew Stafford, we feel good about that. But when it comes to the Raiders, they're going to have to figure that out. And I also want to talk about this too. Tom Brady talked about it when he talked about selecting players in the draft, and he mentioned, like, I want my quarterbacks to be a team player, right? I want to be running. He said he ran with his offensive lineman down to the end zone every time he scored and pumped his fist. And I think going back to the Patriots piece, Vrabel talks about doing the same thing. I don't know if you remember, but during the training camps, Drake May, I think, threw a touchdown. He was kind of chilling back where the coaches are. And Vrabel's like, bro, you need to go run and celebrate with your team. And so I love that culture. I love that thought process that Tom Brady talked about. And that could be a reason why they didn't draft Shador, is because, sometimes he wants to show the watch. Sometimes he wants to gloat a little bit. And so just the culture that's going to the Patriots, I think that's really cool. And Vrabel leading the way is really awesome to see. But I have them beating the Raiders as well.
Yeah, and I like what the Raiders did, Cam. I like Geno Smith. I think he gives you a chance to win any game. He's a good quarterback in this league. Ashton Genty's going to be fun to watch. I love Jacoby Myers. They added Dante Thornton Jr., somebody who really made waves in camp. Jack Besh. Amari Cooper, another return. Yeah. Cooper back with the Raiders. Funny how many returns there were. There's been a lot of talk about Trey Tucker, somebody that they really like, but I think it's going to be a fascinating thing with this Raiders team, because it feels like they don't have a ton of guys in the trenches. And that whole, we're not going to get too much into it, but the Christian Wilkins thing, like not having him anymore in that defensive front, it does look kind of weaker, I would say. And then in addition to that, that secondary is a lot of unproven talent. I mean, don't get me wrong, Darian Porter is somebody that I'm excited to see, especially with the tutelage of Pete Carroll. He looks like a Legion of Boom type of corner, so we'll probably get to see that. But it just seems like there's a lot of question marks. And the right tackle, and keep this in mind, because right tackle, they got DJ Glaze there. He gave up over 50 pressures last year, Cam. That's just, he's going to get Geno killed if he doesn't get better at that. So I do think, obviously, Brock Bowers is going to be huge for this team as well. I think this is kind of a wait-and-see team. Pete Carroll is going to have this team competitive. I don't know if competitive leads to 9-10 wins. I could tell you it doesn't lead to them beating the Patriots in this one.
And then Robert Spillane, like you mentioned, he's playing with the Patriots. Well, he was just over at the Raiders, and so he's going to be able to give his guys some tips and tricks on how to beat the Raiders. But he's playing against Pete Carroll. He's not playing against Antonio Pearson. So hopefully there'll be some change up when it comes to him taking over the helm. But it looks good. I think the Raiders and the Patriots need some love and need some revamping. And so it's really good to see that they both have new head coaches, and that they're going to look to make it happen. But I do have the Patriots winning this game.